This is a judge that should be disbarred. This is a judge that should be out of office. This is a judge that some people say could be charged criminally for what he's doing. He's interfering with an election, and it's a disgrace. Thank you very much.
Mr. Trump, why do you want to be here?
Never a good idea to attack the trial judge in a case where you are a civil defendant and the survival of your company hangs in the balance. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. We've been covering Donald Trump's unhinged and absurd behavior over the past few days. We are now in day 4 of trial. Donald Trump is seeking an appeal of the partial summary judgment order that Judge Engoron, the judge he's attacking there, issued last week. Judge Engoron found Donald Trump liable for count 1 of New York Attorney General Letitia James' case and found that the Trump organization and the various LLCs controlled by Donald Trump, based on a persistent pattern of fraud, based on a persistent pattern of misconduct, should be canceled, should be disbanded. So that order already happened before the trial started. Then the trial started. Donald Trump showed up. He acted like a complete and utter maniac with appearances like the one you just saw at the beginning of this clip. And then Donald Trump ran away. Donald Trump just went to Florida, just left after calling for the judge to be indicted, saying that the judge is a Democratic operative. After Donald Trump had a gag order imposed on him because he threatened and attacked the judge law clerk, Donald Trump, in a typical Trumpian temper tantrum, the coward that he is, just left. But the case proceeds, trial proceeds, and the proceedings relating to the dissolution of Trump Organization and the LLCs proceed. Now, a number of you have been saying one of the things we're all worried about is Donald Trump going to try to engage in various financial schemes to remove assets or move assets from the Trump Organization and the LLCs, which have to be dissolved, to other entities that are controlled by him? Is he going to try to move money around and hide money? Well, earlier today, Judge Engoron addressed that in a scathing order, and this order was handed out before trial day 4 even took place. So when Donald Trump's lawyers showed up, Donald Trump didn't show up because he was too cowardly to show up, even though representing in other court proceedings that he would show up. This order issued right away. So what a way to be greeted to trial day 4 if you are Donald Trump's lawyer. So let's pull up that order right now. Let's take a look at what Judge Engoron is ordering. And Judge Engoron's order, in short, prevents Donald Trump from transferring assets and moving assets around, and provides a very swift process for the cancellation and dissolution of his businesses. Here's what it says. On September 26, 2023, the court issued a decision and order, the September 26th order, denying defendant's motion for summary judgment and granting in part plaintiff's motion for summary judgment. That's referring to the New York Attorney General's motion for summary judgment. The September 26th order, among other things, ordered that any certificates filed under virtue of General Business Law of New York, Section 130, by any of the entity defendants or by any other entity controlled or beneficially owned by Donald J. Trump, Donald Trump Jr., Eric Trump, Alan Weisselberg, and Jeffrey McConney are canceled. The September 26th order also directed the parties within 10 days to provide the court with names of potential independent receivers to manage the dissolution of the canceled LLCs.
60% of U.S. pork production comes from one company owned by China. And their hogs, they're given something called ractopamine, which is banned in 160 countries, including China. Yet you find this in your grocery store aisle every day. There's a better way. I'd like to tell you about Moink. That's moo plus oink. Moink delivers grass-fed and grass-finished beef and lamb, pastured pork and chicken, and sustainable wild-caught Alaskan salmon straight to your door. Moink farmers, they farm like our grandparents did. And as a result, Moink meat tastes like it should because the family farm, it does it better. The Moink difference is a difference you can taste, and you can feel good knowing that you're helping family farms stay financially independent too. I love that Moink is helping save rural America, and I know that you will too. Join the Moink movement today. Shark Tank host Kevin O'Leary called Moink's bacon the best bacon he's ever tasted. And Ring Doorbell founder Jamie Siminoff jumped at the chance to invest in Moink. Plus, they guarantee you'll say, oink, oink, I'm just so happy I got moinked. And I know I do, and I know you will too. Keep American farming going by signing up right now at moinkbox.com/MeidasTouch. Right now, and listeners of this show get free bacon in your first box. It's the best bacon you'll ever taste, but for a limited time. Spelled MOINK box.com/MeidasTouch. That's moinkbox.com/MeidasTouch.
And then the order goes on to say the following. It is hereby, 1, order that the party shall have until October 26, 2023 to provide the court with names of potential receivers. And it is further ordered that within 7 days of the date of this order, defendant shall provide the independent monitor, the Honorable Barbara S. Jones, with a list of all entity defendants and any other entities controlled or beneficially owned by Donald J. Trump, Donald Trump Jr., Eric Trump, and Alan Weisselberg and Jeffrey McConney that have existing certificates filed pursuant to General Business Law, Section 130. And it is further ordered that for each of the Section 130 entities, defendant shall inform the monitor whether and to what extent any third party has an ownership, partnership, or membership interest in such entity. And it is further ordered that plaintiff shall assist the monitor by confirming through access to Department of State records the information provided by defendants regarding the Section 130 entities. And it is further ordered that for each of the Section 130 entities, the defendant shall provide the monitor with advance notice of any application for new business certificates, including but not limited to doing business as or assumed name certificates in any jurisdiction, the creation of new entity to hold or acquire the assets of Section 130 entity, any anticipated transfer of assets or liabilities to any other entity, any anticipated distribution from a Section 130 entity, any assignment of rights from a Section 130 entity, any disclosure to third parties regarding the transfer or cancellation of the business certificates, including, but not limited to, correspondence to the Section 130 entities, lenders, banks, finance companies, leasing agents, insurance companies, buyers, equity partners, co-owners, or taxing authorities. 7, any modifications to existing contracts or obligations with any counterparty. And 8, any notice by a counterparty declaring an event of default resulting from the September 26th order, including the cancellation of the certificates or the appointment of a receiver. Signed, Judge Arthur Engoron, dated October 4th, 2023. So again, you remember that Judge Engoron put an independent monitor, Judge Barbara Jones, to monitor the various financial transactions and to report back to the court. That occurred last year, and that's been happening on periodic updates to Judge Engoron. Now, you see in this order, Judge Engoron is further extending what the independent monitor, retired Judge Barbara Jones, is able to do. And what this is precluding Donald Trump from doing is making any transfers of any assets whatsoever, and to even contemplate doing so by creating other entities. It precludes all of that without giving immediate notice to the financial receiver or for now, the independent monitor. And so you may be saying, well, Donald Trump violates court orders all the time. So what if he violates this court order? Well, that would be criminal. That would give rise to additional criminal liability against Donald Trump that would not just have civil sanctions here, but would then be an additional fraud that the Manhattan District Attorney's Office could potentially prosecute if Donald Trump engages in that behavior. And look, I wouldn't put it past him to try to violate this court order. But this court order, one of the notable things about it as well, is because Donald Trump's lawyers have notice on it. Well, I wouldn't put it past Donald Trump's lawyers, if they try to assist him, which he would need the assistance of some professional to do an end run around this order, they would be held accountable as well, and they could face criminal implications. And as we've said before, what does MAGA stand for? Make attorneys get attorneys. So there you have Judge Engoron making a powerful order preventing Donald Trump from disposing of his assets, transferring assets, and even contemplating it. So in short, not the best thing to attack your trial judge, but probably move a step back. Not the best thing to engage in persistent criminal fraud like Donald Trump has his entire life. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network, reporting from outside for now. Hit subscribe. We're on our way to 2 million subscribers, and support the growth of this platform at patreon.com/MeidasTouch.
Hey, Midas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram at MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.